All right, you've all asked for it, so grab yourselves a cup of coffee, nice comfortable chair, and let's get into it. The Q&A session. Welcome back to Bali Life with Richard. I hope you're all doing well. Pagi to everyone. Beautiful morning in Sanur here today. So we're going to sit down and we're going to have a chat to you all in regards to some questions and answers. We get quite a few questions asked about certain things about moving here to Bali and what we do, etc. So we're going to go through them, but also too, we'll just go through a quick budget estimate that we do monthly. So it gives everyone a bit of an idea of how much we spend and what it costs us to live here in Bali per month. First thing and foremost, I want to thank every one of you for following us on YouTube. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. We're just dumbfounded. When we first left Australia around 6 months ago, we had only a handful of subscribers. But today, around 6 months later, we've got 1,800 subscribers. Thank you so much, guys. It's amazing. You know, we just love the way you interact with our channel, ask questions. And that's why this video is today, because these questions that you've asked, I'm going to try to answer. So yeah, but thank you all. Just continue watching our content and we'll just continue showing what we do here in Bali and Sanur. All right, the most common question we get asked by our subscribers and people that we see in the street is, why did you retire, leave Australia and move to Indonesia and Bali? Well, the main one was about 2 years ago, I was in a severe car accident and very, very lucky to walk out with my life and no long injuries. Went through some hard time with PTSD. I got a lot of support from family and also Karen, which was great. And we decided once that happened, it was time for us to look at our lives and think, hey, you know, we need to do things now while we can, while we got our health and while we got each other. So that's why we decided to retire. So we quit our jobs, sold everything in Australia, and we moved to Bali. Bali is only around 6 hours away from our family, so that's why we chose Bali, Indonesia. We've been here a few times, and Sanur we just absolutely love. So that's why we chose the area of Sanur, and that's why we chose to retire and leave Australia. Also, Karen had a pretty tough job. She worked at the airport, did shift work, stuff like that. So she was up early and coming home late, and got really hard for her. So that's another reason why we also chose to retire and quit our jobs and all, and just live life. So another question people have asked is, how do we support ourselves financially? Well, we sold everything in Australia, so that's helped us financially. We had a little bit of savings as well. Now, we're both at the age where we don't get pensions. Karen will be getting her pension at some stage soon, and we need to look at what we're going to do when that time comes around. But I'm a few years younger, so I've got a few years before I can actually apply for the pension. But yeah, we just sold everything, and what we sold, we've put away in savings, and we're just living off our savings. All right, let's talk about one important thing, and that is accommodation. We get asked this question a lot of times. So when we first moved here, we got the lease for 1 year at the apartments up at Murtahari Turbot. Beautiful apartments, but we decided that apartment living really wasn't for us. We haven't done that before, but we use that as a base. Now, in between the time of then and now, we bought this villa for a long lease for 24 years. So we looked around at different villas, and we do have friends in this complex here, and we love these villas, and it suited us. So it's 2.5 bedrooms, or pretty much 3 bedrooms, so 2 bedrooms and a study. Great location, so we're nice and close in the middle of Sanur, just about a 7-minute walk to the Icon, or the new Icon, or the controversial one. So we're 24-year lease. Now, when you go short-term lease, like 1 year, for example, something like this villa here, would be probably around about 30 to 35,000 a year. So on a long lease, what happens is that yearly amount comes down. So we pay around about 10 to 11,000 a year for this year lease for the 24 years. We do have the option to be able to extend that. That's with the landowner. But also too, we also have the option to sell it if we ever decide to leave Bali, or we can always then inherit it on to our family and friends. So when you buy leases, especially long leases, what you do is you go to what we call as a notary. Now, the notary is like a solicitor or a lawyer in Australia, and they'll fill all the information out and make sure you do your due diligence. So it's quite important that you have someone help you do that. Get a professional to know what they're doing. So they're notaries, and you sign the long lease, get it all in paperwork, and you go from there. So we're here for this long lease for 24 years. There's plenty of places out there, but you really want to be on the ground and have a look around. You can go on your Facebook pages. A lot of people put pictures up, and there's really not a lot of agents. And what they do is they use third parties. So they'll see that someone's got a property and they'll put on Facebook that I've got a property, but they're actually not an agent, they're just a third party. So you're better to be on the ground, or even if you know someone, to have a look around for you. Try not to make choices off Facebook. Very important to actually physically see the place. Make sure you haven't got roosters or too much traffic noise around and things like that. You get places with pools or without pools. We love a pool, and electricity to run the pool is very minimal. Yeah, so you've got your south side, you've got your north side, you've got your beach side, and you've got your west side. So all those different variables will change the price of the property. And that's why it's important to really look around, make sure you're happy with what you're looking for before you jump in. So another question we get asked all the time is, what do you do now you're retired? How do you fill your days in? So I love doing the YouTube. I love doing the content. I love bringing things to people, showing people our lives, showing people what's around in Sanur. And it takes quite a few hours to edit. It's pretty much a day by the time you video and you edit it. And I'm surprised that you guys love our content, but it's great. Please keep liking it, and new people subscribe. Karen loves her painting. She's fantastic at painting. She's got some beautiful artwork. So we have the study set up. So we've got a painting area, but also the area where the computer is. So I do my editing in there. We also love to walk. So we do walk in the mornings, but we rather walk at night because it is a lot cooler, and we like the atmosphere of all the rungs and music going on. As you're walking past, people always stop and say hello, and it's fantastic. But we also have a great group of friends. So we go out for breakfast, we'll go out for lunch, and even dinner. So you don't think there's a lot, but your day goes so quickly. It's amazing. Yeah, but that's what we do. And we have so many hobbies like that, and we have some great friends, and that's how we fill in our days. So another question we get is about transportations and scooting and riding bikes. So we didn't ride bikes in Australia. I do have a license where I have the ability to ride a bike in Australia, and I haven't done so for many, many years. And Karen's just got a car license. So Karen's got her retirement kittus now. And with the retirement kittus, you can get what we call an SKTT. Now with an SKTT, which is like an identity card, you're able to purchase a bike. So we bought ourselves a little Fazio scooter now, a Yamaha 125cc. It's about mid-range, mid-size, and we use that to ride around now. We're going to get our Indonesian licenses very, very soon, and you get that through the police station. Now we've been told, I still got to get confirmation on this, but we've been told it's around about 150 Australian dollars, and that's for 5 years. So 1.5 million IDR. I think I got that right. I always get confused with the higher numbers, but I think that's right. Put in the comments if I got that wrong. So we're going to get the Indonesian license very, very soon. And so we ride around and we use our bike. Now, it has been quite daunting because we haven't ridden for so long, or I haven't ridden for so long. I just get straight in there and got into it. But we love it now. We love getting on the bikes, and it just helps us with the transportation. Look, Gojeks are cheap, but having your own transportation is easy to get from one place to another place. And you know what's great about being on a scooter? the atmosphere when you're riding around, the cool breeze in your hair. Well, actually, I've got no hair, but the cool breeze that you get while you're riding around. It's just great. You get to see a lot more too when you're riding around than if you're in a car and things like that. So yeah, so we didn't do any riding in Australia. And we've learned here. Karen is still learning and she's still getting her confidence up, but she's going to get her license and she'll be able to ride soon too. And that brings us on to the next question about visas. Visas change all the time here in Indonesia. So look, I can give you advice and the advice would probably be wrong. Actually, I won't give you advice. You're better off seeing a professional and talking to a professional. Frank and Monica that do our stuff are great. So yeah, I'll put a link in the description of how you can contact them. But they'll get all your visa stuff sorted for you. But as I said, Karen is on a retirement kittas and I'll be going on to the spouse dependent kittas soon. But yeah, get professional advice. Don't go on Facebook and try to find information on Facebook because a lot of people give you the wrong information. Do it professionally, it's the best way. So I'm sorry, no advice in regards to visas because it changes all the time. All right, the next question that people ask and also families ask is how have you find friendships? How you gone meeting people? So we've been very lucky. We've networked with a lot of Australians and also people from overseas too. And we've found some really good friendships here. There's quite a few people in the villas here that are Australians, so we get along really, really well. And also too on some Facebook groups, we've networked people on their Facebook groups. There's some newer Facebook groups have been great. But yeah, finding friends is quite easy because a lot of people are in our situation where they've retired in Bali, Indonesia, and for our instance, Sanur, and they're all trying to make friends and try to develop relationships with people. So yeah, we've had no issues finding friendships. And as I said, we've found some great friends and we enjoy their company so much. So the question always comes out, why did you pick Bali, Indonesia, Sanur? We had a few options. So we looked at Bali, Sanur, and Bali's only around about 6 hours away from family. So that was one big reason why we moved to Indonesia. We also looked at Thailand and we looked at Vietnam too. We did a lot of research on YouTube, looked at things, Facebook groups, etc. And we had some friends here in Bali. So that's probably the reason why we actually moved to Indonesia, Bali, very close to family. So I've got elderly parents. If they get unwell or sick, it's only just a short flight back to Australia to see them and also to see the kids and the grandkids. So yeah, that's the reason why we chose Indonesia. So that brings us to the next question about insurances. So when we moved here, around that 6 months ago, we just got insurance through Tick Insurance, which is almost completed now. Karen, once she's on her retirement kittas for 6 months, she can go to the BPJS, which is your basically insurance, like your Medicare here in Indonesia. It's $15 a month, and you can actually pay that through your bank account. So when you get here and you get a kittas, etc., you can open up a bank account and you can pay through that through your bank account. The BPJS is insurance for if you get injuries, things like that. It's not an in-depth insurance. And I think, you've got the new Mayo hospital that's opening up here in Sanur. I don't think they actually going to, from what I've heard, I don't think they're going to actually take the BPJS. So it's not available everywhere, but it will be some kind of insurance for us for health if something does happen to Karen or myself. Okay, let's talk about the big thing, budget. So we'll talk about monthly and we'll talk about weekly and daily with a couple of things as well. So we'll start off with our monthly one. Now, our monthly, we have the electricity. Electricity is so cheap here. So with electricity, we pay around $100 to a maximum $120 a month. Now that runs our pool behind us here for around 5 hours. So the pump's running for 5 hours a day. We run the air conditioning occasionally. We run our fans 24/7 in all the rooms. Now, our villa is a very big open villa. So as you can see behind us, we have our doors open and we have just the cool breeze running through. So yeah, 120 maximum a month for our electricity here in our villa. The second thing we do is we have our phone. So we have one phone only, and that has data only on it, and that's an Indonesian number. So that's to look at internet and also do our WhatsApp, etc. And that is, I think Karen does like $5 a month. It's so cheap, so cheap. And then our next thing's our internet, which is just unbelievable. The internet here is actually better than what we had in Australia. And we pay yearly for that one. We only pay just over $300 a year. I'll say that again, $300 a year, just over. And the internet's better. Now, you can do all these things. If you get a bank account, you can pay for all these things through your bank account, which is really great. So that's our phone, our internet, and then our electricity. Now, we'll talk about accommodation. So the accommodation, as I said, we've got that long lease, ends up being around about that $10,000 to $11,000 a year. Now, on top of the money that we pay for the long lease, we have a monthly body corporate for the whole area. Now, the body corporate includes the band jar, it includes your cleaning, so all your garbage, it includes all the maintenance of all the grounds outside, and includes the cleaning the pool twice a week. We have our own cleaner come in, and she's lovely. Her name's Yanti, and a few of us use Yanti. She's fantastic, and we get her for a couple of hours once a week, and she's $5 an hour or $8 an hour. That's Karen sorts that one out, but it's very, very cheap, and she does a beautiful job. So that's our cleaning and our maintenance and also our accommodation. And then the third thing, or the last thing I should say, is the food costs. So we don't go out every night of the week. Karen likes to cook a couple of times a week. She's like home cooked meals occasionally, which is nice. So once a week we'll go to the supermarkets, Grand Lucky, or one of the ones close by, and we'll probably spend about $50 a week on things like that. Maybe occasionally it might be a little bit extra where we've got to add some extra to those bills, to the shopping list. But yeah, that's about our average a week for our shopping. Let's talk about food. So the running costs of our food per week, as I said, we go out probably 3 to 4 times, maybe 5 times a week. We'll either go out for lunch or we'll go out for dinner. We normally don't do both. Because we're living on love, and there's plenty of love here. I love you, Karen. So because we're living on love and we don't have an income or a pension or anything like that, so we are a bit frugal with what we do. Lunches, we probably like to spend around about $20 between the two of us for lunch, and if we go for dinner, maximum around about $30, $35 for dinner. We try to keep in that frame, try not to overspend. We'll have the occasional beer. Well, I'll have the occasional beer. Karen's only had one wine since she's been here. You can spend a lot more if you want to. So you do have your different tiers of what you can spend here. You can do a real budget dinner, or you can actually go quite big and do a bit of a luxurious dinner. So there's so many options here because there's so many rooms and restaurants here in Sanur. Yeah, so that's our food. I'm just trying to think, what else is there? Bike, yeah. So we purchased the bike, which is under $3,000. And you get like a 12 months registration for that. So I'm not quite sure what the renewal is on that, but I've been told it's very, very minimal. Now, per week, we probably spend about $1.50 to $2 maximum on fuel. So yeah, it's very, very cheap to run a bike here in Indonesia. So look, I don't think there's anything else in the budget. If there is, put in the comment section below and I might be able to answer it for you. But that gives you a bit of a rundown of our budget. So let's finish off. Are we happy? Yep. Have we made the right decision? Yep. So look, things may change in the future. We don't know, but we're very, very happy here. Could we do anything different? No, not really. We've learned a lot of things in the first 6 months that we've been here, and we've had a lot of advice from some other expats, which have been very, very handy. And we'd like to pass that on to people that are looking to move here to Bali and Sanur. So you can always put in the comments below, ask some questions, we can answer them for you. But yeah, have we made the right decision? At this stage, yes, we have. Look, we don't know what's around the corner, who knows, health-wise, etc. But yeah, we're very, very happy here. Love our life, love our new villa. We just love it here. And we've got a really great group of friends that we interact with and network with. So we're very, very happy. Yes, we do miss our family, and we will be going back occasionally to see the kids and the grandkids and my mum and dad that are elderly. But in regards to making a decision, I don't think we would be happy anywhere else. This is fantastic. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope this video is helpful for everyone. But yeah, if you did like it, hopefully you did, please subscribe, hit the like button, and also to that you'll get notifications of when we do new content. And please, if you do like this content, share it with your family and friends, because we'll really appreciate that. But thank you again for watching. I hope you have a lovely day, and we'll see you all on the next video. Okay, see us. Bye.